It's Zoom time, people. Two tables of 10NL Zoom. Pokerstars.com. RazuyaPoker. I've just started streaming, which has been so much fun. So thanks if anyone watching these videos has come here either from the streaming post on the 2+2 forums or just casually came back to see what content I'm making again. Play styles have changed a lot in the last sort of couple of years. I've been playing on and off, nothing too seriously, but looking to get back into the content side of it and volume side of it in terms of hands played. I have a current goal which is 100,000 hands at each limit, starting at 5NL. I'm happy to announce we're up to 10NL. With the ace king here, we put in a 3-bet and get called. Hopefully this player can continue with the worst at kicker. We want, ace 10, ace queen, all that sort of stuff to call, even pocket 10s and 9s who don't believe the c-bet. I'm going to flat call with the king 10 to a min raise and check raise this board. That club's a bit scary given that obviously this player is definitely calling here with a club draw, etc. We can check behind here. We don't really want to bloat the pot too much. I think it's safe just to call off here. This player would probably be putting in a value bet here with ace 10, ace queen, anything like that. If they do have the flush, then I guess we're just paying them off. There's not much. We're splitting it up. So that player played that hand really interestingly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if I should have taken a different line, but I feel like that's a pretty straightforward check on the turn. We could have obviously put in a D bet, but if we get raised, I don't see how we can continue knowing that we're only going to be raised usually by better hands than top pair, top kicker. C betting with the ace king is pretty standard on this sort of board. We're going to check fold now. Three 10 is obviously a fold. With the aces, we're going to put in a nice 3-bet pre. We'll make it 80. Being out of position, we tend to always want to make it at least 3 times. The queen 10 to a short stack is definitely, it's either a 3-bet or a fold, but given that they're only playing a short stack, I'm definitely looking to fold. We're going to fire out again, or I should say fire out with a c-bet here. We obviously want ace king and things like that to call. I can see us definitely getting max value out of king queen, and flush draws obviously calling that board. Here we can just easily jam the river. If they do end up having a set or something, we're beat, but it's pretty safe to say long term you shouldn't really be scared of value betting aces on that board. We can put in a 3-bet here with the king queen. This player doesn't appear to be restacking after their buy-in, which can be more recreational, so we'll put in a decent sized 3-bet to try and take the pot down. We can just check call. We have obviously floating equity with the king queen. We don't really want to get too tricky. If this player has, pocket 9s or something like that, they're going to continue. The main aim of that raise pre-flop was definitely to steal, and here we can easily just get away from the king queen. I've obviously been using Poker Tracker. I haven't loaded Poker Tracker up for this video. I just didn't want to bring the first video back, be cluttered with all this stuff on the screen in case new people or new players to the game are watching and they get super confused as to what's going on. But I will obviously in the future videos be using Poker Tracker 4, which is what I've been using for many years to keep statistics, to review hands. I'm more, this day and age, I guess, not really worried about the graph, and I'm more so worried about the decision making and if I made the right decision rather than looking at the line, because essentially the line will improve the more your game will improve. So if you're focused on your line too often, it can, I guess, give sort of a hazy area mentally where you're looking to catch up or make back the money that you lost with the queens versus jacks or something like that. I'm typically just making it 3 times the big blind raising in every position in Zoom. I just feel like I may adjust it to 2.5 times maybe in the hijack, which is what I previously was doing. But I'm finding max value, uh, just doing 3 times everywhere at the moment is fine. I don't know what you guys do, but let me know. And also let me know what you think about the differences in positional raising and obviously three betting, because I'm three betting a lot more in Zoom than I would obviously, just a six max, due to the fact that mathematically and the nature of the game, people tend to always want to fold and get on to the next hand if they haven't hit. Three bet here with the ace queen, it's usually very strong. This plays obviously, I mean, we can call, we're out of position. I just like a fold here. We're getting 2-1 on a call, but if they have ace, king, kings, any hands that we're playing scared against, I don't really want to waste playing while I'm scared the whole time, in terms of not actually being, literally scared, but being cautious whether we're out kicked, or being cautious whether we can call, a C, D bet and then a shove with an ace high flop. So we want to really maintain control and be in control of every pot as much as we can, and more importantly, be in position, because positional awareness and being in position in Zoom is very important. We can just fold the ace jack here. This player could have anything from a small pocket pair to jack 10 type of hand, so we're easily ready to just fold and give up. Here, we haven't got a lot of information on these two players, so if I did have my HUD up and I was noticing that they weren't playing many hands, I would definitely be raising here, but I'm just going to give the hand up. Queen 10 offsuit's definitely, in this situation, I'm probably always folding Queen 10 offsuit in Zoom. If you get 3-bet, you basically can't really continue, and you're usually out of position the whole way. If a queen high flop comes, you've only got the 10 kicker, so you really need to flop at least 2 pair or a very decent open and straight draw to the nuts. We can just fold a 7-3. If we had, 6-7 suited, you could questionably put in a 3-bet pre-flop, because obviously if you're getting called, you have a lot of equity going into a board against a hand range that is raising you in the small blind. That obviously opts to call. King Queen's definitely a fold for me. Probably notice I've tightened up a little. It's due to the nature of the game, more so than anything. It's just I'm finding mathematically, looking and reviewing the last 100,000 hands, that hands like King Queen, King Jack offsuit and things like that I'm playing, whether it be first to act, second to act, I'm just losing money long term with it. We're going to check here with the jacks. A c-bet on this board is not really that profitable. King, Queen, this has hit a lot of these ranges here that are calling. We still are ahead of obviously, nines and fives and all that sort of stuff, but I do expect us to never really be in the best position to put a c-bet out. If we're on the button and it got checked to us, I'd definitely c-bet, but in this situation, I don't find it too profitable. Under the gun raise, we could 3-bet. Under the gun usually is quite strong, and if anything, they're probably using the raise under the gun with small pocket pairs, etc. We're getting priced in with a 3-9. We're getting obviously over 5-1 on a call, so there's no real reason for us to fold there. I know it might seem weird that I'm folding King Jack or King Queen under the gun and then I'm calling, 9-3 or something offsuit. But it's all just got to do with the math and the odds. We'll just smooth call. We could definitely, I think we'll put in a 3-bet pre here. The reason being is because we're going to be out of position the whole way. And if we can bloat the pot pre-flop, get them to call with, pocket 10s or something, and then we can c-bet them and get them to fold, then we're obviously getting max EV by winning with the worst hand. We look very strong putting in a 3-bet typically as well. We can definitely continuation bet, and I think a D bet, which is just betting on the turn again, is quite strong here. Min raise is obviously a fold now, but just given the line that we can take on that sort of board long term, we're going to be winning a lot more. Whereas if we were just a flat call check fold with nines, you can start to get a little bit more creative. So we're doing the same thing here with the eights, just given that the button raise here is attempting to steal a lot more than we think. We can go ahead and check raise if they want to get adventurous on this board, or we can just lead out. I think check raising is more more profit in the long run, just due to them having a stab with, ace 10 or something like that. So we do take the pot down in that situation. Arguably putting in the D bet on the pocket nines hand may or may not have been. I mean, given that it was a pretty dry board, I mean, what is that player calling with? So you could argue that that play there was probably a little bit more over the top or a little bit more excessive than what it could have been, definitely. With the pocket threes, obviously we want to see a flop here. If it gets raised and re-raised, we're probably folding a lot. Too often and lately, I've seen a lot of people calling, 7 times big blind with just a small pocket pair, hoping to hit a set when they're not really getting the right odds. So we're going to smooth call with the threes. Not the best flop for threes. We'll see what happens on the flop. A lot of players tend to check fold in the small blind. For example, now, and you can really just start to fire out here. So he's betting 30 to win 80, so you definitely can be doing this more effectively at these limits. So check raise is definitely something to note on that player. We do flop a set here with the 7, so we can definitely put in a decent sized C bet with a drawy board. So we could definitely put that other player previously here. We could definitely put them on like a Jack 10 suited or a drawy board or even, Ace Queen, anything like that. They played the hand super well against us. We're going to be raising it here and marking this player as a recreational player, just for limping in, essentially. We could definitely put out a C bet on this board, given that we are ahead of a lot of small pocket pairs, and we don't really want to let them catch up. Opening here with the King Jack suited is pretty standard, obviously. Jack 3, if I knew more about this player, I would definitely be raising. We get 3 bet. It's a huge 3 bet. So we can call here knowing that if we flop something great, we're probably going to get the money in. It's pretty... Like, I don't really like to call here too often because this is definitely a big raise, as if... I don't know mathematically wise if we should be calling with the King Jack. I think a fold here is fine. Let me know what you guys think. I love spots like this for discussion. If I had more information on the player that was doing it, if they're 3 betting, 20% of the time, of course I'm going to be flat calling there and hopefully they hang themselves. King high is just a basic steal. King 6 suited is definitely here. King 6 offsuit's obviously a marginal raise here, but King high flop is obviously nice. We'll put out a C bet. If we get called, obviously we can shut down a little bit and slow down in terms of putting in another bet, just due to the fact that they could obviously have a higher kicker, a better hand in terms of 2 pair, or obviously, king, queen, all that sort of stuff. We're folding here with the 4-8. 10-8's definitely something where you can open in this situation. It flops really well against calling ranges in late position. 4-5, once again, I don't have enough information, so I'm just going to fold. Putting out a C bet here with pretty much one of the best flops for 10-8 suited. Equity wise. Well, this is part 1 done. I hope you guys watch part 2. I'll put in the link and there'll be a little annotation / link in this video so you can jump straight to the second video. I do appreciate you guys coming back and watching, and if you are new and you are enjoying, thank you very much, and I will see you guys at the next video.